Says I'm live. There it is. We're back. Did I learn a lesson? I mean, I learned not to use the YouTube audio thing. Creator music beta my ass. I know the mic is hot. That was definitely the Wiggles. I'm still staying red though. Jewel in the pickle jar confirmed. Stand for the first minute of Apple earnings? Yeah, I probably will. Men without hats are wrong. We cannot dance if we want to. I mean, I demonetized the stream, and then I was using like the YouTube, like they have like a music beta thing for like content creators. So all the songs I were using were in there. I just like the stream and it got immediately shut down. How could you do that? They had to cut the stream so they could rescue those 4060 calls. We must be slamming into close. They did get the 4060 calls. I think they might be after the 4075 calls, though. We filled the SPX downside gap today. My prediction for this week still spot on. This comes down, right? Yeah, I think eventually. Maybe through power hour. Although, who knows with Apple earnings, right? The Bulls feel emboldened after your ban. I was waiting for you guys at Gangnam Style. What gives? Oh, no. The meetup place is the SEC's Pornhub playlist. But I'm in Utah. Get wrecked. You'll have to give them your driver's license and post a ad in the local penny saver for 30 days. I missed the last hour. Did everyone start taking shrooms while I was gone? No. I expect 12 cents off my Dillionaire subscription for the interruption. Talk to YouTube about it. No, YouTube didn't strike me, but I was so they gave us there's this shit called like creator music that's in beta, and I tried to use it and it fucking blew up the stream. What do you think? Average down these 4050p 0 DTEs or just chill? Up to you. You think we're gonna hit 4050 before the end of the day? There's not a lot of time left. We could be squeezing up. The Fed, you mean the SEC, is assessing market manipulation in KRE? You said you think we will hit it? No. I asked if you think we'll hit it. I mean, right now, like, the macro doesn't look good for Apple, but expectations aren't very high for their earnings. They have more money than God, so I mean, they can fudge the books. The message they showed it was they clipped it for too many content violations. Apparently. Although it doesn't have any listed. That's entrapment, maybe. Apple gonna push us to 4180 again? I doubt it. I had to go to the bathroom and I got stopped out for a loss of 2K on the bounce. It's an improvement. I was 20K unrealized loss on 0 DTEs earlier. What the fuck are you guys doing? Apple just puts all their cash in treasuries. Boom, up 500 BPS. No, that's what they're doing with everyone else's cash. Do you think Apple has an effect? Absolutely, yeah. Gambling? Buying puts too low, then averaging down. I mean, that's an awful lot of averaging down. Appalachia? That's lame. Why give me music if I can't play it? Chat has been inspired by the Gains channel and some of the fake Gains posted there. The Gains channel? Oh, and Zillionaires? The Lost Porn channel? I went from 4-0 DTE 4055 puts to 30. I just had those and they went in the went in the money. I won those, so it's good. Oh, okay. Do you mind touching on classic market close straddle mistakes? I played it for a month or so and I make 5 to 10% ROI daily. I'd like to be for efficient if possible. Thanks. I mean, it sounds like you're doing it right. I mean, you could buy more theta and take more risk, but if you're returning 5 to 7% daily, I don't see what your issue is. Is there something specific? I mean, obviously, you want to try to enter the straddle as advantageously as possible, so when price action's doing shit like this, you don't get burned on your entry. You generally want to wait for like high resistance, like low volume, low volatility. Holy fuck, is the market just crashing right now? Jesus, it's dumping hard. There wasn't a lot of positioning to support this either. Just right back down to 40.55. Someone somewhere is playing Jewel. Spike was margin call, maybe? Maybe. At least the spike was like futures supported, though. SPX to close below 40.40. It could. I mean, if it keeps selling off like this, it absolutely could. VIX not accepting any price under 20. Only like 15 minutes till that guy complains that 0 DTEs were closed automatically again. NVIDIA looks like it wants to fall off. It's getting close to gamma neutral, so there's a little more downward drag. Like, VIX not halted. VIX spiked there. Um, all right. Greg, I just want to say this has probably been one of your best streams since the inception of this channel. Really some top tier content. You've still got your fastball. Thank you so much, Barry. What's sub 4050 look like now? A little better. I mean, some puts coming in. We got puts coming in. Puts coming in at 4060, 4055. So in the money puts. But some of them selling off in the 4030 range. So I don't know if we'll see below 4050 today, but we're close. We're close enough to 4050. Maybe if one of these upside spikes is a little less volatile and the downside move is kind of nice like this one. All of today's kind of been like that though. Just like rips to the upside. Hey, thoughts on Fuba earnings tomorrow? Sorry if you covered it already. No, not really. I mean, I know there's an expectation that their subscriber growth is going to be pulled back due to their price increases, but that may improve revenue expectations. I mean, I don't think it'll improve revenue expectations beyond their goal, but it might. You know, if more subscribers continued to stay on, instead of bailing. So that could be positive, I guess, or a surprise at least. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really expecting too much out of it. They're a little illiquid right now, so if anything positive does happen, that may run some liquidity off the chain, and that'd be cool. What do you use to look at puts and whether they are bought or sold? Well, bought or sold is always an estimation, right? I mean, you can get pretty close day to day, but minute to minute, I mean, we're just, positionally, we're just looking at like where the moneyness of the contract and skew and gamma plus volume. Currently down 20% on May 12th, 4000p. You think we see more downside tomorrow? That's possible. I've never used Fubo service. I don't watch sports. I've heard good things from other people. Ah, fucking Christ, not again. Yeah, I guess YouTube copyright struck it, but well, I'm actually not sure. I don't have any strikes. Apple gonna save the market. We'll see. Or crash it. Ever since Feb, we've never had more than 2 red days of red in a row, it seems. The March SLD period was pretty bad. Like mostly downside. Like all the way from like even April SLD was down all the way through April OPEX settlement. I've used Dazen, which is one Dazen, one of their direct competitors. I'd be surprised if Fubo's platform wasn't better. I've heard a lot of people like the UI, but it's like it can be laggy. Wait till tomorrow when Wall Street bet YOLO's zero DT opposite every big move all day long. It's pronounced DAZN. Okay. I just entered my 512 155p on Apple, 84 contracts. Wish me luck. Jesus Christ. A skew can tell you. If the IV on the strike is dropping with contracts coming in, you can assume those contracts are being sold, right? And then moneyness, I mean, you can just use logic. Like, no one's buying fucking, zero DTE 4000s 34 minutes before close, right? I think Fubo is 1080p, or maybe even, does it have 4K? Why do people play earnings? They like to lose money and gamble. More popular there in Europe. A lot of soccer stuff. That makes sense. I've never heard of it. Molotov is the most popular thing Fubo has in Europe. What's Molotov? Is that like a... Molotov cocktails are Russian, aren't they? I've lost a lot of money gambling earnings. Then why do you keep doing it? It's like freemium. Molotov, not Molotov. Okay. Thanks, mustard, homie. Do you anticipate dilution for Fubo this earnings? I mean, they might. They need money. I don't particularly care if they dilute at this point. Fubo does have 4K, and their World Cup coverage income should be in this earnings report, I thought. No, the World Cup coverage was last earnings. And subscriber count. That's why their subscriber counts and revenues were up. And I think they beat last earnings. If they dilute, they could get delisted, no? I mean, no, they could just reverse split. Isn't Apple doing a buyback? There's a rumor they are, yeah, but I don't think it matters. They already have outstanding buybacks. And, like, the rumor's like 90 billion, which isn't very much, right? Yeah, I mean, right now it kind of just looks like we're closing at 40.60. I guess there's still a small chance at 40.50, but it's not great. The existence of the rumor is great, though. Setting up for disappointment with no buyback is announced. You think Peter Schiff is finally making money off gold? I mean, he should be. It hit an all-time high yesterday. Did the YouTube police shut you down? Apparently, yeah. For using YouTube's music app. This 4050 level seems to be the top of the long-term downtrend. To bring these levels, more rapid downs on the cards. Yeah. At least, I mean, if we break this, 4,000's probably the next significant target. Nice, good Godfrey. Did you get stopped out of gold? Yeah, I did. I mean, those contracts were like dead, right? So I was more than happy for them to go uh, in the money, however briefly it may have been. I got to make like 4 cents a contract. I had like 100 of them, so. I'm still targeting 4,000 tomorrow. Don't put these bear claws away just yet. I mean, if Apple misses tonight, sure. It's been a while since Apple missed in earnings, though. See ya, Holly. Gambler's fallacy? Yeah. If Apple misses sub 4K, depends on how they miss, right? And if they miss. Oh, shut the fuck up, Continental. No one cares about your opinion. Is Lily an S&P 500 or NASDAQ? You mean NYSE or NASDAQ? I think it's it's a NASDAQ stock, right? Pretty sure it's a NASDAQ stock. Or maybe it's not. Hmm. And it might be NYSE. Lily's NYSE. Yeah. Apple? Is Apple pumping? A little bit. Hmm. Can we get a poll over under 50 mentions of AI in the Apple call? Really? Didn't they say they weren't like very interested in pursuing AI at their last earnings? That was a quarter ago. I guess, fair enough. They're gonna do a complete 180 because they need somebody to prop themselves up. I mean, they're Apple. They don't need to do a lot to prop themselves up. About zero GT calls at the bottom because no way they bring a dying market into Apple earnings. That's a weird perspective. Apple's still working on their VR headset. We're two fads away from that. They should skip over metaverse and go straight to AI. Do they have any blockchain? Are they working on any blockchain projects? Well, they're not taking bank deposits, right? Goldman is, but latest iPhone had terrible sales. All handsets have terrible sales right now. They've been making bad choices with the MacBook. I think it would be rough earnings until they manipulate it. Maybe. Thoughts on violent upsides today? Nah, there's really no call interest above like 40.75. So we're still just chopping in the same range. It's maybe a little more broad with more volatility, but at least right now it doesn't look like anything's gonna we're not gonna like blow through like 40.90 or anything like that. Or do you just mean in general, like the violent moves up? It's a bit odd. But repositioning does that, especially on the put side. So like large blocks of puts capitulate and it triggers like really fast runs. Remember in a negative gamma environment, the market maker is buying into rising prices and selling into falling prices. So all price action in like a net negative gamma environment is more volatile. I logged in late. Where's the early part of today's stream? It got taken down. Any speculation on a bank that might fail tonight? I could use an easy 5x. I don't know if we're gonna get another bank failure tonight. That's a bit ambitious of an ask. I can't believe they took down the stream because you were playing music. I was playing their fucking music that they gave me to play on the stream. Joke's on you. And before Wells Fargo fails tonight, I'd be okay with that. Don't tell Popcorn Trader though. God, I would love that garbage bank to fail. B of A can fail too. Yeah, I'd actually be okay with both of them failing. They suck. The stock police took down the door and tackled Girk. The cat lady was screaming. What a show if you missed it. MetLife and Virtu non-banks falling with flows from financial ETFs. Discount? Maybe. Although Virtu I'd be careful with. They had a bunch of insiders selling recently. If we have enough time to hit the downside of this megaphone, we land at like 40.55, 40.54. Roughly? Hold on. I don't think we do, by the way. Yeah, probably around 40.55. How about if TD fails? Yeah, I'd be okay with that too. I don't use them. What happens to my shares if Fidelity goes bankrupt? They'd be moved to whoever takes them over. I'm cooking a steak and shrimp pasta for dinner to celebrate my Apple puts making tons of cash when they fail earnings. What an odd choice to bet against. Like I would have bet against just about anybody before I bet against Apple. I mean, I have bear call spreads, but they're like out of the money and I'm not really worried about them. I have like a lot of theta. 512 just straight up puts that's risky. What do when CS goes under? I actually don't know what happens if huh. Yeah, I don't know how that's handled. They don't have any kind of insurance, right? So if a transfer agent goes down, I guess I mean the company would have to find a different transfer agent. What's up, Pickled Hole? Any good suggestions for me to start losing money on again? I mean, you know where the Discord is. I'm not betting, but hoping. Ryan Cohen is invested in Apple, which is bearish. True. Why is everyone saying MOASS? What would happen if the Fed stopped printing money? Everything would fail. They have to print physical certificates for all the GME holders, and they can put it in a safe deposit box in a soon-to-fail bank. I have bear call spreads on Apple at 165 and 170. Can I read the FRC safety deposit boxes? If you can acquire them at auction. Thanks again for all the education. If the market corrects down, do you expect more downs from SPX or NASDAQ? That's a good question. On the last big drop that we had, tech was still being seen as a flight to safety. If Apple were to miss earnings, it wouldn't. Tech probably would not fare well in the next decline. Yeah, I think it'll depend. I think the potential for like oil to go down might outweigh the potential for tech to drop off a little bit. So, especially if inflation comes in hot again, right? So, it may be mm, it may favor SPX a little bit. That's assumptive, but should I call my mom? Is it happening? What do you mean? I don't know. We just got a lot of volatility right now. I don't think anything important's happening. Yes, I know it's a megaphone. Welp, I'm straddled. Yeah, same. 4060 seemed like the place to be. What time is Apple's earnings call? After market close? I don't know. The earnings call itself. Check their investor website. There's no way Apple will miss already low expectations. They could. It's definitely not out of the range of possibility. Would you cut a leg of a straddle AM based on Apple? Maybe. Yeah, if I could get out of it. Even if they don't, guidance may get rugged in call. That's true, yeah. Buying a leg of a 1014 DT straddle, what percentage of gains would you take profits on and reposition if you get massive swings before close? I don't know. If I have 14 DTE, I mean, I probably wouldn't touch it unless it was like 25 or 30%, and in which case, yeah, I'd reposition. The problem is you have to reposition into a strangle, which requires bigger moves the next day, right? Or higher volatility. Why do morons get excited about Jamie having low volume? Yeah, low volume's not good. Less volume traded, fewer obligations. We cut the May 19 put in preparation for Apple earnings. Yeah, I mean, also, like, it's kind of about as profitable as it was going to get today. I didn't really want to hold it much longer in the money anyway. I have plenty of out of the money puts that I can profit off of, right? I've literally bet against all of the big corp's earnings and lost every time. No way I can get it wrong 4 times in a row. Yeah, you can. We got about 10 minutes till close. Yeah, I don't see anything exciting happening here. 4070, 4065 puts are staying in the money. 4060 puts are closing off, but I don't really know if that's going to affect anything. There's almost no call interest whatsoever. Did Apple fudge the numbers last earnings? A little bit. I don't remember. I know we discussed it at the time, but I don't remember specifically how. I think there was a discussion in Discord. You might be able to search it. What do you make of meta cliff diving? Is it doing a lot of that? Mm. I mean, they issued a bunch of bonds, right? So they're doing like a capital raise. That's not a good sign for investors. Or well, yeah, investors aren't gonna like that, especially when they're up, right? Layoffs? It might have been layoffs. But the Apple expectations are like so fucking low, man. They're like estimate is what dollar 42 a share uh with 92 billion revenue. So they've really got to fucking they've really got to miss. Hmm. Hmm. GameStop's getting pretty reactive to the market. That's interesting. Don't worry, my wife got her first iPhone upgrade in like 6 years. They'll be fine. No, I'm not going to try to predict their earnings. I don't think they'll miss on EPS and revenue. It'll be hard for them to miss. It'll be low. It'll be shitty. It'll be down year over year, but they probably won't miss analyst expectations. Their guidance could be bad if they offer any, but generally when things are going poorly, Apple doesn't say shit. That's where Cohen got it from, right? Don't buy calls on Anheuser. I cut my drinking back a month ago. Were you their only customer? I'm not buying calls on them. I do have some shares, but I'm not buying any calls on them. What sort of range do you see on Apple's movement in response to earnings? Seems like anything beyond 2% would be extreme. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Maybe a little wider than 2%. Maybe. Hold on, let me look at the spreads here. Uh, yeah, IV's already like at the higher end of this range. 2 to 5%. Well, 5% into next week, but Yeah, overnight. I mean, I would say yeah, like 2%. You're pretty close. Might be skewed a little higher, but what incentives are there for a company to be honest? Better forward projections, right? I mean, if you issue a bunch of shitty guidance, and then you don't meet it, your stock price is gonna drop, right? It's better to have a small win than a big loss. Where's my port up to a 3DT straddle that I played with SPX Fire and lost? This week brought it all back. Nice. Good job clawing it back, man. Let's not say things about Apple earnings we can't take back. It's not my fault that analysts are like totally okay with them being 30% down on every metric. Don't worry, they're gonna make 900% on everything in the fourth quarter, right, guys? It's okay. Everything will be perfect at the end of the year. Even non-retail facing stocks, they're gonna make tons of money during the holidays. Right? Yeah, exactly. This is all just a ruse by the bears. The real bull market's in December. The money's in the metaverse, Gaff. Are Apple puts safe? No. There's always money in the metaverse stand. Every tech company's been ripping lately in the face of bad earnings. I know, it's insufferable. I know, it's stacked beyond my pile of ADA. Why is GME so reactive? I mean, it has ETF FTDs today, but it's getting really illiquid. They're not clawing back any liquidity. It's interesting. We should hear something about Russell 2K in the next couple weeks. I think May 19th. We'll know if it's being included, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have Apple calls or puts. I'm not touching the fucking thing. I'm just selling my spreads out of the money. Getting your guys implied volatility who want to go long and short. Can I ask how you sold your spread? Sure. I sold a Apple 170 call and then used the credit to buy an Apple 175 call. Ding ding. The day is done. Not a very epic finish either. Let's see. Let's go take a look at our good old buddy Tim Apple. R2K announcements 519. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, they've got a bunch of fucking dates. I always get them mixed up for the reconstitution. The decision would have been made last Friday, and then the announcement comes May OPEX, and then there's, I believe, the reconstitution begins in early June and carries out through like towards the end of June. You can look it up. I don't really care. Let's see what magic the Apple accountants. Let's see what the Apple accountants have magically created. Not a lot of hedging. There might not be any data yet. I mean, the market maker is only pricing in 2%. The earnings call is not for another hour. Yeah, I know. We're just looking for the initial data. I'm not going to hang out until the earnings call. I don't care that much. Numbers released at 4:30. Oh, fuck that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I thought they did them right after market close. At what point does Buffett drop his Apple bags? I mean, when Apple dies, I'd imagine. Thanks, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Later.
Kenny's mayonnaise is